Hey guys, what is up? I am JMO76. Welcome back to the Gaming Nation. Today we are doing part 3 of Transport Fever 2. So when we last left off, we had developed Talion in terms of the food industry, and we're getting things done there. So we have some big plans today. That's going to involve the railway. It's also going to involve shipping by sea. So we got a lot of things that we want to do. As you can see, we are starting to make some good money. We have 1.7 million in the bank. We still do owe 5 million though. We have to get that paid off. We haven't started anything in terms of transportation for passengers. So we are going to get to all of those things one step at a time. Just a friendly reminder, if you are enjoying this content in terms of the series, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It'll give me a justification to keep making videos, and I really do love making videos. I really do love making this series. So please, 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 if you are enjoying what you're hearing, please like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. All right, anyways, back to our game. So first things first, what we do have to do, we did find this in the last episode. We got a new food processing plant that's popped up. And as such, we've also got Talion South that's producing a lot of food. So what I actually want to do is I want to create our first network here where we're going to get some food into the city, because we do have a truck transport there and we will be able to supply. So what we'll need to do is we'll need to get a couple vehicles on this, and we're going to have to create a new line. So we will do that first and foremost. So we're going to run a new line from the truck transport to the food refinery. Oh, you know what? As I say that, you know what would probably be really useful is to actually create something, you know, I don't know, old-fashioned, kind of like a truck station there that would actually help with that. So, oops, did forget to put that one on. Oh, you can see there's the Russian class Type 1 train that's also available, so that's going to change things up quite a bit as well. Okay, so we'll plop that down there, and now let's get back to where we were before, where we are making our line 8. So we do have one stop on here thus far, and we are going to add our station. So we are going to be adding our station here, our food station, and then what we're going to do is we're going to branch that in over here for our truck stop, so the food is going to come right into the city. That's going to take a little bit of time to develop, only because we don't have anything on it yet, but we will start to get our first bit of food into the city. Now I do want to start small with the road depot, because I do know that it is going to take a little bit of time to develop that line. So we're just going to start with something small. We're going to start with 4 vehicles on that line, and we'll see how that goes. We might need to address it. Not totally sure, but let's see what happens. So let's start to get the food transported over here from the south to the processing plant, and then get it into the city, and we're going to be able to see the city grow. And remember, it's still quite a small city. It's an 85. We have not met any needs yet, but we are thinking that this is going to be our hub city. So that's going to be our next sort of thing that we're going to look at. Now, as that is underway, what we noticed here just recently is we have this coal mine that's popped up. And as you know, we are working pretty hard over here in terms of the steel mill to get production up, but we do not have enough product to ship in terms of coal. And we do know that the steel mills do require, for their rules, they do need 2 iron ore and 2 steel. And so what we'll have to do is we'll have to get, 2 iron ore and 2 coal. So we are partially meeting that supply, but what I'd like to do is, it's going to cost us a little bit of money, but I actually want to get a shipping system going here. So we're going to start getting into the industry here in terms of our ships. We're going to start with a cargo harbor, and hopefully we will start with a small one, but hopefully we will be able to get this actually on the line. There we go. I see the tentacles, so we should be successful here. And tentacles are lighting up the factory. Perfect. So there's one down. Ooh, 240,000. Definitely not cheap, but that's okay. That is okay. Now, in terms of how we want to set this up for later, we are going to want to expand on this. The question is, are we going to be able to get this down and still be able to expand on it later? I'm hoping so. So maybe we go with a bit of an angle here if we can. Yeah, okay, good. So we have the tentacles there. So that's definitely something that's going to work. So we're going to pop that down. And just like that, we have our two harbors. Now what we need is our shipyard. Oh my goodness, this is costing me a fortune. But again, it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. So we just have to stay positive with that. It sucks right now, but we are gonna get what we need out of this. Oops. So that's facing the wrong way. Where do I want to locate that? You know what? Do I want to have it somewhere around here? Oops, again, facing the wrong way. Yeah, I think that this would probably work if I can get it. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So pop that down, 52,000 there. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to get our first water line going here. So let's hook it up, Talyan port, and we will connect it to Istanbul port. Okay, now let's take a look here in terms of our vehicles that we could possibly get here on the line. So in terms of this, we've got the Rigi, we've got the Wilhelm, and we've got the Zoroaster. The Zoroaster is a big ship, and that is not going to happen because it's going to require a large port. So we're going to have to look specifically at the Wilhelm or the Rigi. The Rigi takes everything. It's got 25K as its top speed. It loads everything. Versus the Wilhelm. Now, we could potentially still use the Wilhelm. It is a little bit slower, but it does have more power. You know what, though? Actually, I think we're going to go with the Rigi, only because the Wilhelm is 1850 to 1910. I think we get better value out of the Rigi, and we're not moving passengers on this. So let's go. We'll get two for now, okay? And we might need to revisit that. And now let's get them on a line. Line 9, there it is. Okay, so let's see it here. Absolutely love when we see these roll out. Oh, so beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Look at that. I mean, honestly, like, don't mind the pollution from the ship because, yeah, it's terrible. But this tropical paradise, that looks amazing. Oh, love that. Again, developers, you guys kick butt. Your game looks phenomenal on console. Okay, so we're already getting pretty good stock in terms of our ship. We have 63 out of 70 that are filled. Not totally sure, sir, where you are going because you don't have anything on there, but that's okay. We'll ship it into there. Ultimately, with the Istanbul port, we will get the steel mill underway. We'll start to get some steel constructed, and then we will be able to start moving some other goods. Okay, so we got that underway. Now that is a huge hit on our bank account. That's really hurting. Yikes. We're down a million, so we're down to 730,000 in the account. Again, still only 500,000. But go back to that philosophy. You gotta spend money to make money, and that is what we are doing. So we have talked about it for 2 episodes. It is going to happen now. I'm terrified because I know it's going to cost so much money, but I know that it's ultimately going to work out. So we know that oil is the way to make big bucks in this game. We do have some oil lines that we have already set up, and we're going to want to continue to increase that production. So we have been looking here specifically at Davos City in the oil refinery, and we do have a supply that's coming in, but again, the rule is 2 to 1. So we have the barrels of oil, but in terms of the refinery, we need another source. We have been eyeing either the Rawalpindi oil well or potentially the Chongqing oil well, potentially the Chongqing oil well too. If we were to go Chongqing oil well, which I would love, we'd have to cross the ocean. Well, ocean. I say ocean. Anyone with intelligence would say lake. But we have to cross over this lake, this inland lake here, to get it over here. That's a huge financial commitment. I don't think we're there yet. So what I'm thinking in my head is we're going to run from the Rawalpindi down through here. And again, it's going to cost a lot. but it's going to make us money. Our problem is going to be, if you look at the terrain, this is pretty brutal. So if you're looking at what we're trying to do here, we got a lot of hills that we're going through. And ideally, we'd have to bring them around. That's going to bring us into conflict here with this road that we created. So I think what we can do here is if we can loop it around, keep it close to the road where it is the flattest, and then we can bring the station in here somewhere. So let's take a look here and see in terms of stations what we can do. So again, at this point, early in the game, we can definitely expand stations. And I'm not committed to having 1 or 2 rails on anything right now. But what I'd really like to be able to do, ideally, is be able to light this up, having it on the road here. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like it wants to play nice. I could potentially get a bit of an outshoot from this road and have it here, have it on an angle. That may work. So you know what? Let's try that first. Let's see if we can get just some of our road networks here to help us out a little bit. So, oh no, we're not getting tentacles there. That is unfortunate. Tentacles, yeah, still no tentacles. Come on, tentacles, be my friend. There you are. There you are. Okay, so I'm going to run this out a little bit farther just to make sure that we have the tentacles. There it is. Now we do have a little bit of a challenge there. Now remember, we don't need to actually have this road here, this chunk of road here. It doesn't do us anything. So we can plunk our railroad down here. We don't need to worry about that refinery right now. So you know what? Why don't we just do that? It makes it easier for us. Well, let's nix this here. We'll get rid of that. Again, we don't need it. Optically, it doesn't look good. It actually looks ridiculous that we wouldn't have that connected. But just for right now, what we want to do is we want to get our cargo station down. So as you can see here, right now we've got only 1 track on there. We could go 2, and I'm thinking that does make a lot of sense. It's going to cost a lot more money. We could also potentially increase the length, say, to 240, because I know at some point we're going to get it. Ooh, goodness, that is not great, though. Look at that. If you look at the top in terms of the digging in amount, yeah, we're going to have some challenges there in turning this. So the other thing I wonder, too, is in terms of cost, do we just go small for now and then sort of re-examine it later? Because again, if we plunk things down in the right location, it'll be fine. So originally I was thinking maybe going right in here, but that bend is going to slow us down. What if we reconsider that? So let's say we keep it at 160 meters for now. We look at 2 tracks, but let's say we turn that, because again, originally I was going to put it there, but what if we put it here? That would actually cost us about the same amount. We could plunk it down, say right there. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And that actually lights that up quite nicely. So plunk it down here, okay? And then ultimately what we're going to do is we're going to hook it up over here. Now, again, the well itself, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we have alignment. Okay, so that's about a good location there. Man, oh man, this is costing a lot of money. I don't love it, but you know what? Again, go back to the rule we've talked about. Spend money to make money, right? Okay, so we're plunking it down there. We've got 2 cargo lines set up in terms of oil and being able to move it. All right, now, if we look here, let's take a quick look. So yeah, we're definitely not meeting the mark in terms of production. There's a lot of consumption. So let's start with 1 line. We're just going to make it really easy. I do figure in the short term, we are going to eventually have another line that's going to stretch out, probably leading us to different destinations. So I am going to go with the closest line. Oh man, I worry about this. I know, again, it's going to cost us big, big bucks. Okay, so because it's only 1859, we're really early in the game. We don't have a lot of options in terms of what our lines are going to look like. We don't have high speed or anything like that. And we are going to piece this line together section by section for the simple reason of cost. So there, that is looking, we've got a little bit of depth there, but I think we can continue to play around with that. Yeah, okay, that looks about good there. Now let's continue on with that. So we are going to need to ultimately loop around here. We do have some height differences there. I don't love that, but the farther that I bring it in, the more issues we're going to have. So, okay, so we can get that down there. Okay. That's looking pretty good so far. Again, I don't like that optically, and when we're later in the game, we have more money, we will smooth that out. That looks terrible. Oh my goodness, that rock. You know what? No. I know it's a superficial thing, but I can't deal with that rock right beside our railroad track. So, okay, sorry about that. Had to get rid of that. Just could not deal with that. Okay, now let's continue the line here. So we are going to run it through the forest. Or through the jungle, I guess. Trying to keep it as close to the road as possible, but also keeping the expense down as much as we can. That looks good there. Okay. Now, we are going to ultimately have to wind through here. Okay. And bring it around. So what I want to do is I actually want to switch over here to the other side. Let's see here. Do I want to take that out? Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna probably want to take that out other routes here. So I'm gonna go with the inside track on this one. Okay, and let's see, 36,000, that's not bad. We are getting a little bit of height, so let's pop it down there. Okay, and again, we want to, I mean, you can see like the indent there. As we come inland, it is definitely digging in deep. We don't want that. So if we can try to avoid it as much as possible, because again, the deeper it is, the more expensive it will be. So we do have a bit of elevation there. I don't love it. I don't really think there's too much we can do about it right now. Unfortunately, this lovely beach is not going to look as lovely in the next few minutes here, because it does have a railroad track going over top of it. Yeah, that sucks. And look at this bear. He's not happy. He's like, what the heck are you guys doing? Not happy. He's storming off. He's like, forget it, man. This is my beach and you've ruined it. I'm out of here. Okay, so we're getting a little bit more expense there because we also are getting pretty high up there. So let's pause here for a second on this line. We'll just pop that down. And again, we'll retreat over here. Where are we with regards to this other line? So we do have a starting point. We've come out here. Okay, so we need to loop it around through there. And again, you can see we are burning through a lot of money, but because we are playing on fast speed, we are also still bringing in profit. So that's going to change here shortly. Okay, I don't love that, but again, I do need to go up a little bit there just because we do have some real challenges with that slope. Okay, now question is, can I run this across? How does it look, and what is it going to cost me? 64,000. I can get it a little bit cheaper, a lot bit cheaper actually, and I can still keep the speed. Okay, so I like that. So we'll pop it down right there. Okay, now hopefully I can connect this directly. Ooh, don't want to necessarily pay that much, but the speed does drop if I don't do that. So here I can keep a consistent 120. Okay, we're gonna do it. 144,000, done. All right, now again, that looks awful. We will fix that later in game when we have more money, because it may sound superficial, but that's going to drive me absolutely nuts if I have to look at that. So we're going to fix that. Definitely going to fix that. Okay, now let's get our buildings here up and running. So we've only got the one track right now. So we will get a train depot on this. I don't really mind wherever the train depot goes. Ultimately, I'm usually a middle of the track type of guy. But who knows? It doesn't really bother me. What I would like to be able to do though is have it in a place where I could link it to both sides. Just I'm getting we're really having elevation issues there, so I don't love that. But I could angle it here. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna pop it there. Okay, and now let's get back to our tracks. Okay, so we're on the tracks. Let's lead this in. There we go. We don't need to worry about speed. Not going to be an issue. What I also could do is, if I have plans of doubling that line up, which I could also extend it the other way. But honestly, I'm not really worried about it right now. Okay, you know the drill. Go to the line manager, new line. So we're going to start Sydney, and we are going to take it down to Davos City. So we now have our fuel line via train set up and ready to go. Now we just need to get to that point where we get the train on it. And this is going to cost us a lot of money. So let's see what we have available. Okay, so we could go with the Russian class V Type 1. It goes 45K. Or we could go with Russian class T Type 1, goes 55K. That's 84,000 a year, 500,000 to buy outright, versus the class V Type 1, 219,000 a year and only 36,000 to maintain. But in terms of product, let's see here. Okay, so we know for a tank car can go 50K. So in terms of this, that 55K, we wouldn't be able to get that speed anyways. But I do really want to be able to get those there as fast as we can. 45 versus 50K, not a huge difference. The power, 60 kilowatts versus 140. Yeah, it's going to cost us a ton of money. But you know what? Let's buy the Russian class 1. And to start us off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that is bringing tears to my eyes. That's going to cost 1.7 million. You know what? Let's do one more. 49 capacity, 1.9 million. Ugh. Okay, we're buying it. We're doing it. I don't care. We're doing it. Let's get it on the line here. Line 10. There it is. And here she comes. Here's our train number 1. So we are going to be making a lot of money off this train very, very quickly. Oh, how can you not? Well, that's a terrible visual. As I was going to say, how can you not love that look? That looks fantastic. Oh, and here we go. Beach scene. Oh, those poor beachgoers. They're going to have this lovely oil train passing them. Anyways, we're going to see what's going to happen with that. I am expecting big money very quickly. So we'll pull away from that shortly here. Just check on a few other things. So I do want to see first and foremost how our ship lines are doing. All right, so are we actually getting product stored? Well, okay, so this is good. So we are getting a lot more goods stored, but there's also a high level of consumption. Let's see here. All right, so look at that. We're at full capacity in terms of this line, 70 out of 70. We 199,000 profit. What is it going to make this turn? I'm expecting big profit here. Let's see. When it pulls into port, what are we going to have looking at us here? Oh, yeah. Like, we're talking a couple 100,000 for full capacity. Let's look at our second ship here. Again, full capacity. Absolutely awesome. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Yeah, we got it. We got to do this. You know what? We're spending money like nobody's business now. So let's continue. We're going to get another riggy on this. I love it. Making us a ton of money. So how can you not? So we're going to get that there on line 9. That's going to be 3 ships. That's really going to increase the production there. Okay. Looking forward to seeing what happens with the rest of that. Now, Talian, let's see here. We should be getting more food production. Okay, so we do have some food production. We do have some transport. Are we getting the need met yet? We are. So we are starting to see the need being met. The supply, not great. It's 10 out of 40, but that's better than nothing. And you can see the target population. We have definitely passed that. We're now at 109 residents. So if you look there, it's been a pretty sharp increase in terms of growth of Taiwan. Very happy with that. Okay, so we're going to continue to work on that one. The more product that we can get in, the better. And I can also see here we've got a lot sitting on the deck here. So we've got food that we're shipping in, and other goods. So that's great to see that that's actually working well. We can get more vehicles on that, but honestly, right now I'm waiting until we get some other better vehicles. And again, it's 1860, so we don't have a lot available there. But that's really, really good. I'm really happy to see that. Now, looking around at some other quick industries, what I really want to be able to get to is to continue to really exploit some of these resources so that we can then start to chain together resources. And so, like here I'm looking, we could ship that by water. Although I do have some concerns just in terms of the water network here, whether or not we would be able to make that work. That is something we can check out. Here's a nice easy line, like getting some of this underway. So construction materials, right? That's something we could do here because we have access here or here, and we have a quarry right here. I'm thinking the easiest one right now is right here. And oh, look at that, absolutely perfect. So I would really love this to actually be a supply line via train into Hanoi. So we take the train from Hanoi. We're gonna pick up at the quarry. We're gonna drop off at the construction materials plant. We're gonna take the construction materials. We're gonna bring them back to Hanoi. That is the plan, definitely, to get to that. What I could also do, though, no, you know what? I do actually like that plan. I know that we've been spending a ton of money, but this, if we can ship these goods here and we can get them over here and we're doing it by train, that's going to be one train, multiple stops. Question is here, where is the need? So again, if we go with buildings, and let's help out Hanoi a little bit here. So let's say we'll take the street, we'll just add it there, 17,000, boom. Okay, now let's quickly pause it because again, you can see right away there's growth. So that's good to see. But what I'm wondering is if we go rail, so let's say we're going to go cargo stations, similar deal to what we did last time. Oh yeah, okay, this would actually be perfect because we do have all of the cargo that we would be looking for that we could tap right into there. That would be perfect. We could continue the line right here. Perfect. We could continue the line right here. So in terms of spending, it's going to cost a lot of money, but this seems to be a no-brainer. Okay, I don't love the fact that is coming out there. What I could potentially do is add another street to the side. So let's do that. Let's get another railway up and running here. I think we definitely need to do that. So let's just quickly bulldoze here. Oh no, I guess I don't want to do that because I can't get access to that the way I wanted. So let's put this down here. Hopefully we can get the tentacles. Yes, we can. Perfect. Now what we can do is we can bulldoze this. Perfect. Okay, so now let's get to our cargo station so we know what we're going to do here. Okay, we're going to have it run into here. And again, we do have the tentacles there. Perfect. So we have that there. Okay, we are going to be able to, could we potentially connect it here on the road? I think we could. Yes, we actually can. That is outstanding. Very happy with that. So we can plunk that down right there. And then we're going to bring it right over here. Okay, we're going to bring it right into the city. Kind of impromptu planning on this one. I hadn't really thought we were going to do this right away, but you know what? It's here. Let's take advantage of it. Okay, so we're popping it down just like that. We've dropped $1 million on train stations, costing us a small fortune. That is not good. Okay, so let's get this line here, and we're gonna see if we can just do a quick connection. 72,000. You know what? It keeps the speed well. I'm not gonna nickel and dime on that one. That's gonna work for us. Okay, now it is a lot longer run to get over here, but what we can do is we can link onto the first line here. Oops. Okay, let's try that again. We can link onto the first line here. There we go. And what we'll do is we'll bring it out across here. And then we're just going to follow it up straight. So I suspect later on, just in terms of the flow, what I'll do is I will address these streets when they do start to get bigger, more traffic on them. But for now, I'm going to have the train intersection. I will leave it there as is. And I'm going to run this across here as is. And then we're going to get the final connection, and we're going to roll right in there. Perfect. So just like that, we have 3 lines. Depending on profitability, I am not opposed to creating a full second line for this route, and then ultimately maximizing, because that is a level 4 construction materials plant. So we can definitely maximize that. But let's get a train on it first. See if we have one train depot here. Okay, we can pop this down. So why don't we put it down right there? I think that's a good location. There's not really anything around it. Okay, and then we'll get to tracks. So again, we will connect to our track right here. And it's not liking that. Okay, there we go. 14,000, perfect. On the tracks. Again, let's get into our line manager. Okay, so we're going to create a new line here. So we're going to start up Upper Hanoi. We're going to go to Hanoi and the quarry, and we're going to end here at Chongqing. Okay, so that is the line that we're going to create. And ultimately, as it's going to work, the train will pick up the goods at Hanoi, drop them off drop them off here at the construction materials depot, and then take the construction materials and ship them back to Hanoi, and Hanoi is going to start to have a need that's going to be met. Okay, so we've got the line for that. Now let's see here, in terms of cost, what can we do? Okay, so again, I know it costs a ton, but it's going to be worth it in the end. So we're going to get the Russian Class 1. Now, in terms of goods shipping, we need to make sure that what we're choosing here can actually ship all goods. So we know that the gondola will ship the quarry items, but the flat car will have to ship them back. So you know what we're going to do is, this is going to be a bit of a work in progress on this one. So we're going to start with the gondola, and we will do 1, 2, 3, 4 gondolas, and then we'll do 2 flat cars just to start. You know what? 2? Do I want to say 2? Yeah, let's say 2. Okay. So we'll buy that. We'll get that on the line. Here we go. Line 11. And here we are coming out. Unfortunately, I did actually start it off in the wrong direction. But the reason I'm doing that just for now is we are going to have more production here than we are going to have here. And so I want to get this up and running by shipping these goods as fast as I can. So that rail track is going to be flying down there. All right. And again, look at this right away. The quarry's already producing a production of 400. So we're going to have a ton of goods that are waiting there, already on the track. We've already got 14 stored. This is going to be a very productive line. Let's just take a quick look here as we follow it in. So it's going to pick up stock. and then it's going to ship it back. And ultimately what will happen is that once we've got a little bit of production underway, it will be taking the goods all the way back to Hanoi. Now, because we haven't done the circuit just yet, it is going to run to Hanoi first. So this is poor planning on my part. This is going to cost us a little bit of money for that extra stop. But again, it's going to be worth it in the end. All right, so pulling out of Hanoi. Now, you can see the cargo has really started to stock up here. We have 43 pieces of inventory waiting for us at Hanoi Station. Okay, so coming in, we're going to load up here fully. All right, so just like that, we've got 28 goods that are on there. And this is telling me that we're definitely going to need to upgrade this fairly quickly. Oh, interesting. Ho Chi Minh City has an oil well that has popped up. Okay, well, we might be able to use that shortly. All right, so we're going to pull in here into the construction site, and let's see what type of profit we're going to make here. Okay, perfect. So basically we made almost 200,000. Now, because we haven't actually done anything yet here, we don't, you know what, we don't have a lot of production just yet because again, it's going to start. I do have 8 goods that are sitting there. You know what? Just for sake of argument, let's just do this. Pause it for a second. We're going to turn you around. We're going to turn you around, go back, get the goods. Okay? Go back and get the goods. And let's make some more profit on this line. Quicker the better. I am actually really thinking now, as I've seen this in progress. I was originally only going to go with the 1 line. I'm pretty confident now I'm going to go with the 2 lines. It's definitely going to be worthwhile, and we are definitely going to make a lot of profit on this line. So this is going to make us big bucks right away. Okay, so we have 14 goods that are there. Right now we have 13 on the platform. Again, this line is gonna blow up in terms of profitability. So really excited about that. Let's wait for it to pull into Hanoi City and see what we can get from it. Gotta absolutely love those steam trains. All right, so passing through Hanoi Station, coming into Hanoi City. We are losing 88,000 on it right now, only because we weren't on a full capacity run previous. But this is going to help. So we do have a longer distance and a needed product, and boom, just like that, up to 51,000. So I'm really happy with that. Let's just take a really quick look here and see. So we do have, in terms of our towns, we do have Hanoi, that right now is our biggest city. And we can also see in terms of the rest of our cities, not huge right now because a lot of needs aren't being met. But Talian is already up to 108 because some of those needs are being met. So that's absolutely awesome. Really happy with that. Really happy with that. And in terms of the lines, going back to our food lines, incredibly productive in terms of money there. That's really exciting. Line 5 right now is showing that they are not making money. And that is interesting. That is very interesting. Did the train line screw something up there? It could have. So, because it looks like we're not shipping anything there. So we'll have to get back into that one. But look at that. Like everything is making profit right now, other than line 5. So in terms of line 5, I am curious here why that is happening. Yeah. So look at that. There's nothing in terms of production on the platform. I think what happened, I think when we broke the road network, I think we actually made a much bigger mistake because we lost tone with this location. So I'm hoping by reestablishing that is then going to change the pattern here, and we're going to start to get some goods on line 5. Yeah, That's interesting. That's really interesting. So do we have... So we are lighting up there. So that means that the goods ultimately are being shipped. Okay. Again, it looks like, you know what, in our zest to get this line done, that we did break one of our systems. So we'll have to fix that. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. We got a lot done today. We've got our first 2 train lines up and running. We've got our shipping network via water up and running. We are making big profit now. So we're over 2.7 in the bank, making over $1 million a turn. We're going to start to pay off our debt. And then things are going to get really exciting. And I think next day we're going to make the decision as to where to plop down our primary location. So again, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and please consider subscribing. I would really love that. It'll give me reason to continue making videos in the future. If you also have any comments, please don't hesitate to put them in the chat in the comment section, and I will respond to each and every one of you. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next time.